Okay, everybody, we have one of our newer pieces that we received. It's a year or two old. This one was actually a winner from a customer, not call in, but basically the Lemax offered for customers to design their own building, and they would make one of them that was the most popular. This one won. It's a great building. It's an awesome concept. I love it. It is the Evil Spirits Whiskey Distillery from Lemax. It came out 2020 or 2021. Not 100% sure on that, but there is one small problem. There's a couple of small problems actually, but one main problem. I guess for this one, I got it, and apparently there is a common issue on these Evil Spirit whiskey distilleries, and I'll show you that in just a second here. You may notice the ghosts going behind on the rotary there. Pretty herky-jerky action, not smooth at all. So that's not great. Did think about returning this one. Let me turn the volume down here. Did think about returning this one and trying my luck at another one, but I think it's a solid chance that that it's just kind of luck of the draw as to which one you're gonna get, if you're gonna get one that has this issue or not. So I hate to return them and then have the same problem. So the other issue is got this one at a better price. eHobby Tools had them at I think $114. A lot of other places, you know, we're starting $130, $140, you know, up to $175 from retailers. So didn't want to necessarily spend that much money on this item. So yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with. There is a process. I saw somebody on YouTube, and I forget the channel, but I will link it above. Did see a way to fix this, and I'm gonna try that now. Also, this light, I don't know if it's supposed to blink like that. I've been noticing that coming on and off. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not, and I also don't know if I don't just really like the idea that it's, you know, intermittently kind of flickering brighter. Well, anyway, one thing at a time. I'm gonna start the repair. About to be no going back here shortly. There's a couple of the lights that are doing that, so I assume that that is intentional. Anyway, because that one just did it over here, that one did it over here, and then the one in the middle also does it. Anyway, let's get started. So, for those of you wondering, this is how it's attached. And there's a gear inside there that this plugs into, and it rotates. I find it interesting that it's the only one, and like it really doesn't affect these. These kind of move fairly well. But again, it's a separate gear, and I think part of the problem is the plastic mold. It's a plastic gear. Those are, here, I'm gonna try to kind of show you as much as I can while I get it open. But I think that that's a common problem, and I think the problem is that the plastic mold was not done in the best way possible. So that is the issue there. Oh, okay. So I've never done this before. Seen somebody do it on YouTube though, so now I'm pretty much an expert. That's how that goes, right? So some loud cracking, hopefully that is okay. But basically you just have to peel this glue that's holding this on off of here. Hope I do not regret it. I think I have, yeah, this one's smaller. do have this one. Wedge this in there. Ooh-wee. That's not the best. So I've already scratched it once, so be careful. Trying to be as gentle as I can, popping this off. Goodness. All right. Well, I broke it, so don't do what I did. So, I broke it. You can see I broke it. Happens. That's super annoying. Golly. Wonder if I could have avoided it if I pried that up better or something. But what's done is done now. I'm not opposed to like making this more like dilapidated anyway. It's going into Halloween Village, so not the worst thing in the world, but definitely didn't want to break it, obviously. So now that we have it open, moving along, see if we can see anything in here. I'll try to see, I mean, you can see some stuff that's just like hot glues type of remnants, and then I think that there is a way to kind of clean that gear. So we're gonna open that up with those two screws, and I'll be right back with you. So really the only thing that's causing it is this. Wish I could get it to focus here, there we go. Is this right here, that gear that's turning this is the one that's the problem. I ran into an issue, so I unscrewed those two, got that one out, but there is one, tilt this up here, way up there. Right there, that top left, that I don't know that I can get to. I'd have to get a different. No, this is kind of running a little, well, it's fine. But yeah, that's definitely the culprit right here. And I don't know the best way of going about fixing it. The other YouTube channel that I was watching that did this, basically took that off, and I swear he took that off. And it just popped out, and then he kind of cleaned up everything. I'm worried that even if I could get that top left screw off, there is no chance I'm gonna get it back on. So I'm wondering if I can kind of just try to slightly get any debris or dust or stuff out of there. It would be good to have some compressed air. I do not. I do have a air compressor in my shop. I don't know if that's the most clean way of going about this. I'm going to just kind of wipe everything down a little bit and maybe put a little bit of grease on this. I'll probably just wipe a little bit of WD-40 on this metal rod, and you can't see any of this, I just realized. So I may just kind of wipe everything down a little bit. Hopefully that gets some dust or debris off of there. I try to reach behind here and wipe some of that. Hopefully catch as much dust and debris as I can. And then just kind of coat that metal rod here that's going in there with as WD-40 as much as I can, and try to just lubricate everything up as much as possible. That's basically all I really know that I can do at this point. I may go watch that other YouTube video again, see if there's any tips or tricks that I'm not getting. But basically, you just want this to be turning a little bit more smoothly. He did mention something about like when you put these screws back in to try to put them to one side, so that way it'll kind of give you more clearance. So we'll try to see what side that is by adjusting each way and seeing whether we can kind of pin it in a certain spot. And I'll let you know. Well, unfortunately, as you can probably tell, not much change. So I've tried everything that the other YouTube channel mentioned, to no avail. I didn't squirt WD-40 up into the gears, which may help, but I'm also concerned with the wiring and dripping on that. But I may try that as one last ditch effort and just put a rag underneath and hopefully catch everything. I know white grease would probably be better, or some other plastic type grease, but don't have it, and WD-40 and PB Blaster is all I have because I use that often on vehicles and stuff. So I'm thinking try it with the WD-40. What's the worst that can happen, right? So anyway, here goes. Well, I have tried everything, and I think it's just the same. I don't think I've done any good to it. I think the only thing I've managed to do is break it right there. But again, I think I can easily cover that up. Not a big deal. I like that. I like the facade kind of roughed up more than this anyway, so there's a good chance that that was going to be involved in a repaint. But still, like I mentioned before, definitely not what I wanted to do right there. So just so you can see, trying to show you kind of how it goes back on. So that's how it goes back on. So you can't really, it actually shows up more on video than it does in person. It doesn't really have that obvious of a look to it. You can see kind of there where I tried to pry that bottom part off, a little chip off there, but you know, hitting that with a little black paint here, and little black wash all along here to try to get this to match that as best as possible is probably something that we're gonna do. And if you look there, I mean, look, it's all cracking here, cracking everywhere except for here. So you could argue that that crack is actually better than it was. So yeah, I mean, hindsight 2020 probably would have been a better idea just to get a refund and send it back to eHobby Tools. They offered that. I actually contacted them and he kind of indicated that, hey, this is a relatively known problem with this piece, that a lot of people were having issues with it, and that it wouldn't make sense to switch it out with another one of their stock because, you know, it could very well have the same issue, would likely have the same issue. You know, he didn't really offer that as an option. He just offered either, hey, check out, there's some repairs for this particular issue online, or if I wanted my money back, he would do a refund. Super nice guy, really, you know, kind of talked me through some of the options and things like that, and did offer the refund. But I mean, it is a manufacturer problem. It's not really necessarily their fault, and I had to open it up. I had made the decision, like I said at the beginning of the video, to go ahead and attempt the repair on my own, based on the YouTube video that I saw, and you know, it didn't work. So I'm actually fine with that at this point. In all honesty, look, it was supposed to be there, and so I do want it there, mainly just because that's how it's intended. But truth be told, they didn't need it. That's what's so aggravating. I would have never missed the ghost, you know, flying around in the background had it not been there from the beginning. But as you can see, still just as, you know, herky jerky is the best way that I know to explain it. But just like before, there's really no difference that I can tell to the piece. So unfortunately, this repair did not work. But I don't know how bad it's gonna look in the village. By itself, it's pretty obvious. In the village, maybe not. We'll see. And I'm tempted to also just make the rotary non-operable. So kind of pull that back out so the gears don't engage, and then make it to where the ghosts are just stationary and they don't circle like that. Because that's really the only thing right now that that shows an issue. There is something I can hear hitting. I don't know if you can hear it. Can't tell exactly where it's coming from. think it's coming from up here. So, anyway, that's the Evil Spirits Whiskey Distillery. Great piece, great idea. I wish it was a little bit. No, it's not fair to say I wish it was a little bit better. I wish it was working, and maybe one day I will try to get this one upgraded and just sell this piece. But at this point, I don't know that I'm gonna do that anytime soon. The resale aftermarket on these is pretty high. I mean, they're not discontinued. You can still get them from resellers, but or retailers. But yeah, I'd hate to drop another $130, $40 on a piece without knowing that part is operating as it's supposed to. So I don't know. That's all I've got for now. So, a little bittersweet. Hopefully, if you choose to do this repair, you have better luck than I did. But at least I didn't make anything worse. So everything's still operating like it was when I dove into it. So from that standpoint, I guess it's a win. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. See ya next time.